I see that it's on 187 that Johnson writes, and this is in the first full paragraph on 187, right above 5.7, Deep Cross and Resurrection, as a densely specific expression of the love of God already poured out in creation. So again, the love of God, this is the last point I was making before the break there. The love of God already poured out in creation gets this densely specific expression in the incarnation of the divine Logos. The incarnation brings God near in a different way to the whole of earthly reality in its corporal and material dimensions, all of Earth's ecosystems, plants, and animals, and the cosmos in which planet Earth dynamically exists. Wow. The short paragraph right after that is very nice too. I like where she goes from here. She begins to talk about Jesus' suffering and death. Great stuff. Maybe we look at 188 together for a moment. Middle of that page, Johnson writes, "The story of life on earth is a marvelous tale of new forms emerging from old. The diversity of life that so beguiles us today." I guess the diversity of life at least should beguile us. If it doesn't, is the outcome of a long struggle in which organic life keeps breaking through to life forms that are more complex and beautiful. But the cost is terrible. Over thousands of millennia, new species arise, thrive, and go extinct. Billions and billions of sentient creatures, that is, creatures with nervous systems, suffer unto death. Yes, new life comes from death, and it does. But this does not lessen the hard truth that pain and death are woven into the very fabric of life's evolutionary history on Earth. As some scholars would have it, nature, or we might say nature itself, is cruciform, that it bears the form of crucifixion, of suffering and death. And that's pretty heavy. Really nice paragraph, then the next paragraph, where this idea of deep incarnation then is kind of going this next step into, because the divine wisdom or Logos has entered intimately into the created realm of mortality and finitude and vulnerability, it is subject to suffering. Coco, are you under the house? Come here. Coco, come. Come on. Come. I'm out in my garage study, and I had the door open, and I don't know what the doggy's doing. Coco, come on. All right. So, at 189, she says, seen through the lens of deep incarnation, Calvary graphically shows that the God of suffering, love, abides in solidarity with all creatures, bearing the cost of new life through endless millennia of evolution. This is at least worth discussing, and maybe you can jot down something in your notes about this in response. She's saying that God, in suffering love, bears the cost of new life. And it's most immediately obvious that the suffering and death of other creatures bears the cost of new life. So how is it that we could say that God, the God of suffering love, is bearing this cost?
Janice.
I'm going to have to pause.